Yep. A lot of people here know that I went to Haiti last month. A lot of you helped me out. I sent out a request asking for donations to purchase a projector, a movie screen, and some speakers, and the ministry donated a laptop to run this all. And so a lot of you know that that's where I went. And when I got back, everybody was asking me, hey, how was it? What happened? What was it like? Can we see pictures? Well, instead of going around to each individual at the desk, I thought I could do this all at once. So anyhow, this is my little band of bandits there that followed me around. They accused him of actually adopting me. It was really nice. Yeah, we can probably leave those lights off the entire time. To the left of that, you can kind of see an aerial view of, I found on Google Maps, actually where this orphanage is. It's about 8 miles north of Port-au-Prince in Haiti. And it was quite a surprise out there. I've never been to a third world country, and it was something I wasn't really prepared for. I don't think. I thought I was, but I obviously when I got there realized that I was. And usually when I've come up and talked before, probably a lot of people say, wow, you're really funny outdoors. Well, today it's not going to be that funny. There's going to be a lot of truth. The only funny thing I could think of was to say that I probably beat Bill White's record for the amount of videos in a chapel presentation. So I think you guys will enjoy them all, though. Anyhow, preparing myself before I went, these are some verses that stood out to me. One is Matthew 25. It talks about when I was hungry, you gave me something to eat. I was thirsty, you gave me something to drink. I was a stranger and you invited me in. I needed clothes and you clothed me. I was sick and you looked after me. I was in prison and you came to visit me. The king replied, truly I tell you, whatever you did for one of the least of these brothers and sisters, you did for me. In Matthew 19:14, Jesus said, let the little children come to me and do not hinder them, for the kingdom of heaven belongs to such as these. And in a verse I'm sure we're all familiar with is Galatians 6:2, carry each other's burdens, and in this way you fulfill the law of Christ. So these just really spoke to me and let me know what God had in plan for me. And so when I got back to, I put together a video. I put it to a song that I heard back when the earthquake actually happened 2 years ago. It was a song by Blue Tree, and it's called Life's Noise. And it's based on verses in 1 King. There we go. In chapter 19, 11 to 12, the Lord said, go out and stand in the mountain in the presence of the Lord, for the Lord is about to pass by. Then a great and powerful wind tore the mountains apart and shattered the rocks before the Lord. But the Lord was not in the wind, and after the wind there was an earthquake. The Lord was not in the earthquake. After the earthquake came a fire, but the Lord was not in the fire. And after the fire came a gentle whisper. And so I took a bunch of pictures and put them all to this video. Kind of sit back and enjoy it. So that's a little quick overview of everything that kind of happened the week I was there, and I'll show you some more pictures here, kind of let you experience more of what I saw out there. Maybe. There we go. This is where it all started on February 2nd. I drove down to Fort Lauderdale. I had to leave at 2 o'clock in the morning to catch a 7 a.m. flight. And so this is me sitting there in the dark waiting for the sun to come up and get on my plane. You know, something I noticed while I was at this airport, it was nice and clean. You know, the washrooms were fine. You know, they all had running water. They all had electricity. And, you know, I wasn't paying much attention to those facts when I was there. And I didn't realize that this is probably the day that my life was going to change forever. Because then I arrived in Port-au-Prince. And this airport is half demolished, still from the earthquake. It's kind of hard to see in this picture. But up in there, these are all, the walls are gone. And that's still from the earthquake 2 years ago. That they still haven't had the money or the resources to fix things. It was a whole different culture, a whole different experience getting off that plane that day. I didn't know what to expect. I actually arrived alone. I met the other team members later that afternoon. So it was a little bit scary, I gotta admit that. But I know I had God on my side, so that's all I needed. We arrived finally at the airport, or at the orphanage. This is an orphanage that was started by a lady named Nicole. And she had come to the United States years and years ago and went to school and felt the calling by God to go return back to Haiti, even though she was offered a really nice job here in the United States. But she felt that God wanted her to go back to Haiti. And so when she went back to Haiti, she just had this need to help out the kids, to help out the women of these poor villages and stuff. So what she started doing was going out to this one area, which is not too far from the actual orphanage now, where she would meet with the ladies and the kids, and she would bring a little bit of food that she could to share with them, and she would also kind of hold like a Bible study. Her husband's a pastor, happens to be a pastor of one of the larger churches in Port-au-Prince. And this ministry that she started with these ladies and these kids kind of grew and grew until finally it came to where she was able to start out this orphanage, because she really had compassion for the kids that didn't have parents. These are some of the pictures of the kids. You saw them in the video. They're incredible. They are happy. They are content in what they have, which is nothing. They're loving, and what they really want most of all is to be held and touched and to feel valuable. And that's something that just broke my heart. Next slide. One of the things that one of our leaders kept saying is that these are God's kids. So even after we leave, we shouldn't feel bad that we're leaving, because God's still going to be there taking care of them. And He's going to be there watching over them and protecting them. So, we all wanted to stay there forever or take each one of them back with us, but obviously we couldn't. So we just got to put it all into God's hands here. This is some of the team members there. They all came from a church in Kansas. Some of you probably recognize Chad in some of the pictures. This is a church that he went to. It's called Lions and Lamb. And they are working with a group called Haiti Lifeline. And this is, they're a major sponsor of the orphanage down there. And they've been sending teams down there now for the past 3 years. And this is the first time that they sent more than one team down in a given year. We were the third team to arrive. So the kids down there really love, when the white people come down to visit them. They say it kind of freaked them out too, because when I originally got there, I got to the orphanage first, and they this girl Emily that's works on the orphanage full time, said that she was going to go out and pick us up, and so when they came back and only brought me, they were kind of a little disappointed. They only had one white person. So it was funny, but then they were happy to find out that they got a whole truck full. I was really blessed to go out on this food distribution. This was incredible. Like I said, Pastor Daniel, he has one of the larger churches, but he also ministers to some of these pastors in the outlying villages and tries to kind of be their coach, their mentor. And occasionally he's able to go out and visit the churches that he started out there with these people. And this one was probably about an hour or so away from the orphanage. I think we were probably going like east of Port-au-Prince, out towards the mountainside. We drove down a dirt road that you can literally see the road there in that upper left-hand corner picture. And we arrived down in the village. This is the church that they had there. And it was, it looks okay there, but it's in pretty bad shape on the inside as far as structurally. You can see the houses that the people live in. They're nothing but mud, sticks, all put together for the most part, and a little bit of tin thrown over the tops. There's upwards of 4 people living in these little quote-unquote houses. When we did the food distribution, it was one of the most, I don't know, it was kind of weird. I had never been involved in anything like this. You can see the front door there to the church. Well, we got everybody inside. They then had us park the truck alongside of the church. There's a back door here and a little stairway coming down. And they made it just wide enough so that a person could walk out the back door and walk through here. So that they would grab the food, you can see her carrying the food right there, and then leave. Well, they then stationed a bunch of us back at the back door so that the people, once they got through the line, didn't try to run back into the church and get more food. What they didn't warn us about is that there's probably another 150 to 200 people that weren't in the church that now know that we've arrived and that we've brought food. So all of a sudden we had all these people coming from the back side, so they brought a bunch of us over here to make this like human chain between the back of the truck and the church, and to keep these people out of the line, because they saw food as lifeblood. They were starving, and they were begging, they were crying, they were on their knees, they were doing anything to get through the line that we had created here to stop them. And we're stopping these people from getting food. This is, criminal in and of itself. And it's just, we were trying to keep a little bit of control or a little bit of order. And, we looked out and some of these people looked like they were ready to kill you. And they very well could have. I kind of had a little fear for the other people in the group, that if they would start throwing punches or, start knocking us down to get food. We didn't know what was going to happen, but once again, had to put it in the Lord's hand and trust Him that He was in control. So we made it out of there alive. And I've got a couple videos. One of them is inside the church, and it's going to be where, right after we got there, they were so excited that they just wanted to send praises to God. And that's it. This is Nicole and her husband that started the orphanage. This next one is going to be us leaving from the food distribution. All these people in the back, they didn't get the food. But they weren't mad at us. They understood that we just ran out. We were able to give about 200 families food for 3 or 4 days. And it cost us $900. We paid for it. It was just rice and beans and cornmeal. You can see that they were all pretty happy though they were there. Hopefully they were chasing us. They were determined.
Holding his pants up as he runs.
That was truly a blessing that day. Went a little faster. Come on back one. Real quick, they also have a school here, and they open it to the kids outside, not just the orphanage kids. You can see kind of in the bottom there, they've got yellow shirts, they got like school uniforms. That's for the kids that come from the outside. The orphanage kids just wear their regular clothes. But you can see it's anything but what a school would be considered like here in the United States. They have a couple blackboards. They have these quote-unquote desks / benches that the kids sit on. And it's quite amazing that they're able to accomplish anything on a daily basis. Here, this is what you guys all helped me do, and I thank you so very much. Because these kids love the video projector. They love seeing the video. This is probably the first time that they ever saw a video that was actually in their own language, and this was the story of the Bible, kind of from A to Z, and it was something that Calvary Church had dubbed into Haitian Creole so that they could give out these videos down there in Haiti. And so the kids just loved it. We also played a little bit of the VeggieTales for them, and they loved that. Another thing that the kids do is every night at 7 o'clock they all get together and they all do a little worship session. And this is them singing. This is the boy who adopted me. His name is Peter. He never left my side from the moment I got there to the day I left. And he definitely will hold a special part of my heart. And hopefully someday, maybe God will allow us to adopt him. Maybe he'll come home. Something that only God could have done. We went out to the store and there was a Z88 bumper sticker and Calvary Chapel bumper sticker on a car. Had to take a picture of that, It's just, where else would you find that kind of stuff, right? Luckily, too, we were able to go to the beach one day. We took a bunch of the older kids down there and gave them just a really nice day for them. They were amazed. One of them got out of the car and asked where we were. And we said, "What do you mean?" And he says, "Well, we're not in Haiti anymore because it's nice here." And so amazing. It was beautiful there, but they knew where they lived wasn't, and they knew what they had to live through was not going to be pleasant. And this is right outside in front of the orphanage. They also will turn on water out front to it's drinkable water. And all these people out here are lined up with 5-gallon buckets, and they wait there all day until the power's on long enough so that we can pump water out to them. And so they just patiently wait for the water. And something we never think about here in the United States. This is a video that was sent out by our team leader. I hope we got time to watch at least part of it. I'm not going to say too much. It just really is good, I think. Then I need you to click on it, though. And this will be it then.
You see, there is a caste system in heaven. But it's exactly backwards from the caste system this world naturally creates. This world applauds and esteems the wealthy and the powerful, and the privileged and the talented. That's not how God's system works. Jesus came and he proved it. He took the lowest spot and he was gone. The bigger you get in the kingdom of heaven, the lower position you take. The special ones in God's kingdom are the weak ones. The ones who can't fight for themselves, the ones who can't speak for themselves, the ones that don't have someone to feed them, the ones that don't have someone to protect them. And Jesus says those are the prized ones, and you treat them as the royalty here on earth. And the way you treat them is ultimately the way you're treating me. What you do unto the least of these is how you're ultimately treating your God. Christianity is taking what has been purchased by the cross, the behavior of heaven, nature of Jesus Christ, and transplanted it into the heart of men and women down here on earth, so that they behave not like this world, but like heaven. And so when this world sees them, they're different. There is something odd about them. They're from another realm. What does it look like? It's noble. It's brave. It's courageous. It's selfless. It is willing to spend itself for the weak. I was doing some study on Liberia. If you want to be disturbed, start studying Liberia. This 4-year-old boy who's sitting on the side of the road, no one to comfort, no one to take him in, no shelter, no food, nothing. So in the middle of that night, I wake up. And it's like God had already deposited a question. It was waiting to meet me when I popped awake in the middle of the night, 2 in the morning. I had this picture of this little boy in Liberia in front of me. And God asked me a question. What if that was Hudson? My 4-year-old. Eric, what if that was Hudson? You don't mess with the Father's heart. What if that was Hudson? If my boy was on the side of a road across the world from me, suffering, totally alone, not knowing what's happening. He's not old enough to comprehend this. He's abandoned. He has no one to fight for his cause, no one to give him a voice. He doesn't even know how to articulate his circumstances. He's hungry and no one's feeding him. He's starving to death. If my son is in that situation, stick a concrete wall in front of me and I claw through with my bare hands. This is my son we're talking about. And if I couldn't get there, I would call up every friend I have and I would say, I have a son over in Liberia. Call yourself my friend. I need you to get on a plane. And I need you to get to him. I'll give you the coordinates. I'll do whatever it takes, but I need you to get to my son and be a father to him. God's response. Eric, that's my Hudson. That is my Hudson. He's looking to us. He's saying, I'm calling up everyone I know. Everyone on my list that calls himself by my name, that says they're a friend of God. And I'm saying, my son is over in Liberia. Are you willing to get on the plane and get to him? We have a cause, but we don't want to see it. And it's when we finally acknowledge acknowledge the fact that something is wrong with us, not with the world out there. We start with this little group here, and we say, God, you need to fix this. I suffer from depraved indifference. So do you. But we care. It's not that that doesn't move us at some level to hear about this little child over in Liberia. We care, but we can go home tonight and sleep just fine. How is that? It's because there's an indifference to that life. And it's naturally born within us that that life isn't affecting us. It's not in our backyard. We're not related to it. It's someone else's issue. In fact, we start quoting scriptures about God being a father of the fatherless. We're like, thank you, God, that you're a father of that child. He says, remember, you call yourself my body. I'm not there except through you. Your hands, Eric, those are my hands. Your feet, those are my feet. That heart, it's my heart. If it's not beating, my heart's not beating on this earth anymore. I work through my body. I'm a father of the fatherless through my body. I rescue the weak and the vulnerable through you. And if you're not doing it, no one is. There is a solution for our disease, which is known as sin. It's Jesus Christ. There's a solution for these dying children. It's Jesus Christ. Might sound overly simplistic. That's it. That is the solution. Because Jesus Christ will change a man like Eric Ludy into a man that feels what Jesus Christ is feeling. And he cannot stay in suburbia USA anymore and do nothing. Heroes are made because they are moved. Not in their head, but in their heart. You have to be moved at such a level where you will shed blood. Jesus Christ was moved. For God so loved the world that he gave. And that son that was given suffered and died. For what? For the cause that is being laid before us tonight. It wasn't head knowledge about the disaster taking place in this world. It was life abandonment unto the cause of those that are dying, unto the eternal souls that are around us. Do we care at the level God cares? Do we carry a burden when we go home tonight, where we grieve over the fact that those children are God's children, and he is longing for an advocate to stand up and say, I'm willing, God, to fight for what is yours. I'm willing, God, burden me. When Jesus was in Gethsemane, you know what he was there for? He was there for life. He was burdened with the weight of it all for life. And he was willing to sweat great droplets of blood. Are we? For our King and his glory, we will rescue these little ones.
I think the battery, oh no, the battery still works, but just real quick, because I know we got to go to work. I just want you to pray for these kids down there. They're amazing. It gets to me. It really does. So, thanks.